According to a new report by Politico, there's a lot of signs out there right now that indicate that Donald Trump has in fact accepted the reality that he is losing to Joe Biden as of right now, and that he needs to come up with a better strategy for his campaign. In fact, on Thursday evening, during that interview with Sean Hannity, Donald Trump actually admitted that as it stood right now, Joe Biden was looking like he was going to be the next president because, according to Trump, I guess a lot of people just don't like me. And so he conceded then, at that point, in that very easy interview, that Joe Biden's probably going to win this thing because I'm just hated. His advisors, by the way, were very angry with him after that interview. Because one of the things, and this kind of got overlooked a bit, that was happened in that interview was that Hannity asked, like, what's your goal for a second term? And Trump couldn't answer. He started talking about how much he hated John Bolton and how people are so mean to him. Never really couldn't come up with a single actual answer as to what I want to do in a second term. Just about how much these other people suck. That's not an agenda, but okay. And so his advisors were very angry. The wealthy donors to the Republican Party got angry about this because they have been begging him for weeks, come up with a strategy, come up with a message. And the best he can come up with is keep America great, John Bolton sucks. That's what you got. But at least he understands now, like, you can't win an election on that. So he has, according to reports, according to the people that Politico spoke to, he has been talking and having meetings with his advisors, and they have decided, or he has decided, that the best way to really kind of get a handle on this whole thing is for him to take a more hands-on approach, hands-on role with the campaign itself. So rather than shutting him up, rather than trying to tone him down or tame him, they're going to just let him take over more. Like, that's the worst possible thing. That's like firefighters showing up at a building that's on fire and saying, you know what? Maybe we ought to let the fire decide when it wants to go out. No, that's going to destroy everything. Now look, I'm totally cool with that because I do not want Trump to win. But just from a purely, like, you know, I took courses on political management. And so it is painful to see these so-called professionals who work on this campaign allow him to do this. Like, if the alternative is to stand up to him and be fired, then do that. Because you're not going to want to put this campaign on your resume. Because it's going to go down in flames because you let the fire decide when it wanted to be put out. And the answer is never. The fire never wants to be put out because then it's not a fire anymore. In fact, things are so bad. One former Trump political advisor named Sam Nunberg, who is still a Trump supporter, by the way, had this to say. He said, under the current trajectory, President Trump is on the precipice of one of the worst electoral defeats in modern presidential elections and the worst historically for an incumbent president. He's going to be facing, realistically, a 400-plus electoral vote loss, and the president would need to strongly reconsider whether he wants to continue to run as the presidential nominee. That's if his numbers drop to 35%, that last part. But as it stands right now, even his friends, even the guys who like him are saying he has no shot. And they're starting to get through to him. That's why Trump has taken a hands-on approach. That's why he is pushing Parscale out to a degree. But in addition to Trump taking over a more, hands-on approach to the campaign, he's also letting Jared Kushner do that too. So while they're acknowledging that we've got a ton of problems, we need to fix all these problems, we're going to do the exact opposite of fixing the problems. It's going to be hilarious to watch. But it's also going to be very cringeworthy for those of us who've studied how to run campaigns, for anybody who's worked on a campaign to watch this happen. As much as we dislike the guy, we also know, it's kind of easy to fix. It really and truly is. If you know what you're doing, a good, smart advisor could come in there and fix this campaign like that. Problem for the Republicans is that it 100% depends on if they're able to muzzle the president. Because if they're not, there is nothing you can do that's going to save his failing campaign.